Hello and welcome. My name's Steve Phillip. I'm the founder of Link to Success. And since 2006, we've been working with businesses all over the UK and in Europe, such as FedEx Supply Chain, Deloitte, the British Red Cross and many others, as well as a large number of universities and business schools, including Oxford Brookes, Northumbria, Birmingham City University, Sheffield Hallam and the EDHEC Business School in Nice. And with respect to the universities and the business schools, I speak on many occasions to students that are going through the process of defining their careers. And one of the things that I talk about with them is how are you going to position yourself with a future employer? And one of the routes to do that, of course, really effectively now is via social media. So let's consider what an employer is looking for and how potentially you might use social media to communicate with someone that you may decide you want to go and work with in the future. Now on November the 24th, we're going to meet. I'm going to come along for a couple of hours to Teesside University and talk to you on the subject of how to use particularly LinkedIn and Twitter to engage with the business community. I want to introduce you first of all, though, to Jeff Salingo. Jeff is a speaker and author of College Unbound from Washington in the United States. And he's interviewed a number of companies and gone out to ask them what are the characteristics that you're looking for from graduates who may come to work with you. Now, he's interviewed companies such as Facebook, Rent-A-Car, Vanguard, some pretty big companies. And here are some of the things that they've said. First of all, we're looking for people who are curious, people who are willing to learn, willing to experiment within the job role. If you're simply looking to follow a set path of tasks, then really you're probably not going to be right for our company. So how curious are you? How can you demonstrate through maybe your LinkedIn profile or through blogs you write or any other form of communication on social media that you are someone who's willing to learn and open to all sorts of opportunities and methodologies of working within a business environment? How do you respond to failure? This was another important characteristic that these companies said they were looking for. In a world where we may receive many CVs, employers have said, from A-level students, what we're probably more interested in is the ones that have had failures, experienced that at some point or another. So can you demonstrate through your LinkedIn profile or maybe through your Twitter account or share an experience where you did fail, but how you recovered and dealt with that situation? That's going to be probably far more important on occasions to an employer than whether you've got an A grade in a particular qualification. Something else that employers said was really important was contextual thinking, the ability to think outside of the box. Now, through a university process, you're used to learning in a task-oriented environment. You get defined term times, tailored courses. It's all very structured and disciplined. But employers are also saying, look, that isn't the way we operate in the business world. It's very different. Sometimes we've actually got to think a little wider than some of the basic tasks and processes that we're given. Are you someone that can demonstrate via your LinkedIn account and profile that you are able to apply contextual thinking to challenges and therefore think outside the box? Now, we know you've grown up with digital sites and social media sites, from Snapchat to Flickr to Twitter to Facebook. The current students of today and graduates of tomorrow have really got more experience than I have in all my years that I've been on the planet, even as an expert in this subject. But this is critical now. Most employers are saying whatever the industry sector, and it's not just the tech industries now, it's really important that graduates are able to display a knowledge and a good working knowledge of social media and digital sites. What is also important are the social skills, though. Employers have said we're looking for people that have good social skills. What we mean by that is written and verbal communication skills. Can you demonstrate that through the writing of a blog that maybe you share via Twitter or LinkedIn? Can you ask good questions maybe by going into a LinkedIn group where potential future employers or the type of industry sectors certainly tend to meet? Can you go in there and get involved in some of the discussions there? How good are you at dealing with negative feedback? If someone was to criticize you via social media, how might you respond to that? Again, employers are going to be looking out for these sort of things. Your interaction with colleagues as well, absolutely critical. And employers are saying we're looking for good interaction amongst team members beyond the ability just to text each other, of course. So what we're going to talk about on November the 24th is how can you give yourself a career edge by being proactive, using tools such as social media to reach out and further your career rather than waiting for that career to come to you. Now, the social media landscape is huge, whether we're looking at sites such as Periscope, Instagram, Google+, Facebook, LinkedIn. You've got a huge choice of sites you may use. The important thing to consider is, where are your potential employers? Which are the sites they're using? And this is one of the reasons why we're going to focus on November the 24th, specifically on LinkedIn and Twitter. I'd also like you to open up your thinking in terms of career opportunities and think about the opportunity that social media provides you with. If you take LinkedIn alone, with over 382 million members in 200 different countries and territories, many of the decision makers that you might go and work for at some point may not be based in the UK. They may be based much further. And LinkedIn gives you a fantastic opportunity, as does Twitter and other social media sites, to reach out and share your skills and expertise with this audience of 382 million members for LinkedIn and some 400 million active Twitter users. So, November the 24th is the date. I'm going to be with you for a couple of hours. There's a couple of things I'd like you to do before we meet on that date. First of all, I'd like you to watch the 2 YouTube videos that have been shared in this YouTube playlist from the Link to Success site. One of the videos there is titled Best Practices for Grad Students Using LinkedIn. And the second one, Mistakes Students Make When Job Searching. They're not created by myself. They're an interview with some people from the United States who work in the university sectors there, but some really sound advice. And the second thing is, I'd just like you to think for a moment. Before you come along on November the 24th, I want you to consider whether your existing social media profiles, the ones you intend to use to further your career, represent you, or do they represent the skills that you have to offer to a future employer? Because I'm going to suggest that it's the latter that is going to be really important. So I look forward to meeting you on November the 24th. Our website is here if you want more information about Link to Success, and my LinkedIn account details are here. Please do connect with me, and I look forward to chatting with you on LinkedIn maybe before we meet.